Welcome to day two of the 2021 DeLand Sport Aviation Showcase. I'm Roy Brewer from Showcase Live. I'm here with Wesley from Seamax, interviewing about his airplane and all of the fun features of its amphibious aircraft. Some of you may wonder why I'm wearing red today, and that is based on military. Remember, everybody deployed, so I'll be back tomorrow in my normal DeLand uniform. But today, we're going to interview on the C-Max. Wesley, it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure, sir. Nice to meet you.
And so we'll go ahead and take a look at the cockpit first, and then we'll go from there around the airplane. Wesley's going to tell us all about this great airplane and some of the flying features.
Yeah.
So, Wesley, if you want, you can go ahead in and
Yeah. So I go there inside just to show to the people how comfortable the cockpit is. So I am 6'1", so I fit perfectly. So the seat has two ways to adjust it for the different size of people. So I get in just to show the people how it works and how comfortable it is. Right.
okay, sounds great.
Okay. So need stand up here and sit right there. So I can fly comfort with my legs like that, right? And I have everything in my hand. So I have the throttle right here. I have electrical flaps right here. I have my stick here, so I can put my arm here and fly comfort like that, right? I have all the indications in the middle of the panel, and I have all my switches on my top of my hand right here. So I have the landing gear switch right here, and all the sequential breakers and master switch up here. So it looks like a comfortable thing, and you can fly comfort all the time, and you have everything in your hand.
Now, is this the IFR autopilot version, or which version? You have three different versions, correct, of the aircraft?
That's correct. We have three versions. That one is the IFR version, right? The top one that we have. We have another one option with Dyno, Dui Dyno 2, but that's the most so that we have and the most complete as well.
Okay, and I notice it has no handhold up above your right shoulder. Um, this is for
Yeah,
taxiing.
exactly. That's for taxing, which means that if you taxing with the canopy completely open, you are blocking the airflow to the engine, so we can get overheating. So it works like that. You can fit that way, and you can close the canopy, and you can see how it fits here, right? Yeah, just like that. So you can keep taxing for a long distance without get overheating, right?
And you're talking about blocking the airflow for the intake for the engine to keep it normal
Exactly.
temp.
Exactly. All our models has a engine cooling. So someday a hot day, a long way to taxi, you can get a overheating. What's not good. So we developed this part just to make sure that absolutely it's okay. We have another features that we are coming up with that panel that we can talk about a little bit more. We have some sensors that we'd like to talk about. That one's the low fuel sensor, which means that if this LED start to flashing, we have 10 minutes to land or to find the solution for your problem with fuel. We have two fuel valves on the top. So in case that the pilot forget the valves closed, so we have 10 minutes to open it or to land. So it's a feature sensor, right?
Now, which engine is this in at 914? Which,
Actually, it's we have both 912s, the ULS and the IS2, but we are considering to install the new one 915 Turbo One. We are start our research about it, and we think probably next year on Oshkosh we have one plane ready to test. That's our goal.
Okay, and a 912 is about 3 to 5 gallons per hour typically, is that correct? And so that 10 minutes gives you plenty of time to be able to deal with your problem.
Exactly, exactly. Normally, I would say 4 gallons per hour, the average, right? So we can give you 10 minutes more to take a decision on our flight.
Now, I notice on the stick you've got some buttons. What are those buttons for?
Well, is a push to talk, right here.
Okay.
We have here the disengage for the autopilot, and right here we have the pitch trim, right? That's the these functions.
Okay, good. So your hand doesn't have to leave anywhere to be able to do the basic functions of the airplane of disconnect autopilot. No circuit breaker to look for, nothing like that in some airplanes. Now you have which panel in here?
Which what? So,
The panel, it's
panel.
Garmin.
Yes, it's a Garmin, the full Garmin that we have, the top one. Full Garmin, all the devices are Garmin from.
Okay, looks great. And you've got a Garmin G5 over to the left corner too, right?
Yes, we do, we do. That's we have an electric pan or electric problem. We can fly with that screen for 2 hours with the battery, right? But that's secondary redundancy that we'd like to add. So that's the function of this G5.
One more question before you climb out of the cockpit.
Okay.
The seat, is it all the way down now?
Yeah, it's all the way down for now.
Okay. And your adjustment, you could bring it up a little bit higher if you needed to for someone with a shorter torso?
No, you can't. You cannot adjust the height of this. You can adjust back and forward, and the inclination of the seat.
Okay, okay, good.
That's what we can do.
Okay. All right.
Right? Okay. So let so
Okay, and for those who are not familiar with it, it's amphibious. So that means land or sea that you can land on, and you've got a retractable main gears, and same thing with the nose.
exactly, it's a retractable landing gear. Um, we have made a lot of tests with this landing gear on the ground and the water, and we have some videos on YouTube that we can see the Seamax landing on the water with the landing gear down, and the airplane will not flip over because this front wheel what this was designed to be broken on that case. So we have right here one piece made with carbon fiber right here that will cut here, that will make a flush cut in case that you land on the you forget landing gear down and land on the water. So we will lose it, but we will not flip over. You can put the landing gear up, and you can take off from the water and go to the ground, and you can landing with the main landing gear, right, and you can hold the nose up as much as you can, and after that, that piece will touch the ground. But for this kind of mistake, like forget the landing gear down on the water, it will cost, I would say, $400. It will not destroy the airplane.
That's an excellent safety feature. I haven't heard that before out of any of the manufacturers. I have a seaplane rating, and I flew an airplane recently that was amphib, and you have to do checks probably about 4 times before you touch the water, just in case you forget to do that, because theirs are not very forgiving, and it will flip the airplane. So that's a great safety feature that I had not heard of or thought of.
That's
So
nice. That's nice.
excellent.
Excellent. And we have videos on the YouTube doing this for someone that would like to see.
Oh, you filmed it to where they can see that happening.
Exactly. It's on YouTube. If you go there and put Seamax with the landing gear down in the water, you can see that video there.
Great. I'd encourage people to do that because that's a big difference maker between a lot of manufacturers.
And the opposite of this is important too. If you land on the ground with the landing gear up, you forgot to put the landing gear down. The hull was designed for the water loads, which means too much stronger than ground loads with the wheels, right? So if you do this, You will have only a cosmetic damage. It's not a structural damage.
Mm.
So you can repair it easily. It will cost a little bit more, around $5,000, but
Hmm.
it's not too much. And you can just leave the airplane, put the landing gear down, and take off again. So it's another one great safety feature.
Haven't seen many of those that could do this. So let's go ahead and walk around here a little bit and tell us about the wing construction and fuel capacity and those type things.
Okay, so that plane has aluminum structure on that wings, but the new ones comes with all the parts of the structure of the wings made with carbon fiber, which means the ribs, main part, everything in carbon fiber, which means 25% less weight and more strong than that too. So we have developed all the parts in Brazil, so it's ready to go, and we have flew it and it behave perfectly. So that's the news that's coming up. The fuel that we had here, we have at the total 26.5 gallons, right?
Mhm.
We have two tanks, one on each wing, and we have a heater tank in the middle. So it goes by gravity from the main tanks to the header tank, and the header tank from to the engine, of course, right? So with the new wings, we will have the same capacity, right? But a short tank and a new designed tank, just one body piece, so it's unleakable. That's another feature that we have coming up.
About what is the range in hours for cruise speed on this aircraft?
I would say around 600 miles of the range, right? I would say that. So around 4.5, 5 hours of flight. Personally, I like to fly 2 hours and a half and had a hot dog before flying again.
Yeah, I think anybody over 25 would prefer to do about 2.5, maybe 3 hours at the most, because somebody told me they flew a 6.5 hour flight the other day. And I asked them basically, I said, okay, did they have to come get you in a wheelchair to get out of there? Because it's going to take you a while to walk again. So let's go ahead and walk around the airplane and take a look at the main landing gear strut, and you can explain
Yeah,
a
we
little
can,
bit about that.
for sure. So, right. Um, just another point around the wing. The wing can be folded. It's optional, right?
Okay.
We can trailer it like this, or we can put it on the garage, right? It takes around 5-7 minutes to be folded. It's not too long, and one person required, so it's easy to do this. It's optional for the airplane. It costs a little bit more, but it's a good feature to save some bucks on the hanger storage. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, hangars are pretty expensive, and if you could put this in your garage, if you've got a garage door tall enough to be able to do it, which this is probably normal garage door height. On a trailer, it may be pushing limits, but I purposely had 10-foot garage doors put in mine just to, for that reason, if I ever wanted to do it.
Exactly. We just you just need a 7 foot of height to be able to put the plane there, because the highest point is the prop. But if you're considering the value of the storage on the hangers, you can save some bucks with that feature too.
Every little bit counts, especially trying to get hangars now. There's a shortage of them,
Yeah.
so rather than park it outside, might be a good option.
Around here, where we are located here in Daytona Beach, it's very hard to find some hangars available. So we can just fold the wings and put in a trailer and transport it for everywhere. So
Okay. Tell us about the landing gear. Anything unusual with that as far as seaplanes go?
yeah, that's Seamax designer, right? It has been in the market for 20 years, so it's proved that it works pretty good. It works perfectly. It is activated by an electric motor inside the cockpit. So basically, the leg will fold and take the wheel on the saving of the fuselage. Basically that. And the front wheel It's activated by telefax cables that come from the bottom part of the landing gear to the front wheel. So basically, one mechanism can put the three wheels down and up.
Okay, now I didn't ask you when we were up front near the nose gear, but is this free castering or is it rudder pedal driven cable to where you can turn?
It's a free casting.
Okay.
Free casting, yes, it is.
Okay.
Right? So another thing is about the foldable wings, just to make sure that we are on the same page. The tail, the stabilizers need to be folded too. So we have a cradle that attached to the tail of the aircraft, and we can fold the stabilizers and the wings too, both on the same cradle. So that's another important point too.
Okay, pretty low stall speed on the aircraft.
Around 39 knots with full flaps.
Okay, 39 knots or
30,
miles per
39.
hour?
Yeah,
Knots.
yeah, knots
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Cruise speeds around 100 knots, something like that. Um, yeah. So and the useful load of these planes around 600 pounds. It's not too bad for the amphibious one, right? It's a boat with wings, so it's pretty good with 600 pounds.
Okay, now I haven't kept up with it, so excuse this question, but for the engine, they've got some alternative fuels coming out of unleaded. Has Rotax been approved for the unleaded? I know you can use probably with an STC um, premium gasoline, but
Yeah.
have they done any experimentation that you know of with the Rotax on the new fuel?
Well, I have flew with Mogas,
Hmm.
so the above 93 octanes were for good to fly with that. I believe so.
Okay, good.
Right?
All right, let's go ahead around the airplane and finish up there on the other
Yeah.
side.
So let me show you another feature that we have. That's inside this Hudder, we have a water Hudder. Have you ever seen that before?
No.
No? Let me put it down just to let you to show
Okay.
you, okay? Quickly.
Alfonso, if you would, just while we put this down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see that there?
Yes, got a water rudder
Exactly.
in there.
So,
And so tell us about it.
so basically, on the water, you're gonna taxi with the power of the engine, right? So the air comes through the Hudder, and you can move the airplane. But with that underwater, you have much more capacity to maneuver the airplane on the water. And another point is, in case your engine is shut down for some reason, you will still have the capacity to move the airplane around in the water with that thing, with that water Hudder.
Okay.
So otherwise, if your engine shut down and you don't have it, you go wherever God wishes.
Yeah, it's turned out to be more interesting of a day than you wanted it to be.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. So yeah, that's another feature that we had that most of the competitors doesn't have. So I believe it's important to us to have the capacity all the time to have the control of the plane.
Now, power turned on water, does it turn pretty well to be able to change directions, or does it pretty much skid along? I've seen some amphibs that will just slide across the water rather than turn.
I see.
So, how does this one perform?
It performed very good, very good. You can taxi around, you can maneuver it very easily, no problem at all. Yeah, we have a bunch of videos of the Seamax on YouTube make the transition between the ground and the water and make maneuvers around. So we can take a look and see how it behaves there.
Any idea how many of these are registered in the U.S. or worldwide?
Well, around the world, I would say 168 for now,
Hmm.
but we have 18 orders back to back right now, and we are running up the production line for the next year for two, maybe three per month. So I would say that next year we have between 24 and 36 airplanes delivered, not only in America but around the world.
So if I wanted one of these and ordered it today, when could I expect delivery?
From today, I would say 12 months at least.
Okay, that's pretty good
Pretty
time
good.
frame.
Oh
And
yeah.
they're built where?
They are built in Brazil, in a downtown named São João da Boa Vista in Brazil. So, but the final assembly is made here in Daytona Beach. So we build all their plane there, ship to here without engine and avionics stuff, and we perform that uh, final assembly here inside our quality control. And after that, we perform the flight test and deliver our plane here. So that's how it works.
Do you ever have anybody tour your facility here in Daytona just to see how things go?
Yeah, if you want, if anybody wants to see us, it's easy to do. No problem at all. We can do it.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about the airplane before we get contact information?
Well, we are located in Daytona Beach all the time. If you have any question, you can go to our website, www.seamaxaircraft.com. And we will be able to give you all the information that we'd like to have anytime.
Okay, and a phone number?
I don't remember the phone number right now. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, and
But you
you're
can find it on the website.
okay. It's on the website, and so we're at spot 71 at DeLand Aviation Showcase. So stop by if you're in the local area. Go to Seamax aircraft.com. And Wesley, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, it
Once
was a
again,
pleasure, right?
I did the interview in 2019. Great airplane, really has my attention. So it was a pleasure talking to you again, and look forward to flying one of these days.
Yeah, you are more than welcome to come and take a ride on their plane anytime to make a demo plane. It was a pleasure, Roy. Thank you
Enjoyed
very
it.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by.